In the United States of America, the state of Louisiana is known for its bayous, its unique Creole culture, its cuisine, and of course, Mardi Gras. But it's also, of course, known for its long association with Voodoo, a form of religion that mixes traditional Catholic doctrine with the beliefs brought over by African slaves. It is a religion that comes equipped with its own unique form of witchcraft. The famous voodoo dolls, which you stick pins into in order to hurt your enemies, are of course the old voodoo cliché. However, more common were the so-called gris-gris, or magical amulets that could grant the wearer protection or any possible variety of magical powers if created and blessed by a priest or holy man well versed in the ways of voodoo. But how much of this is cliché from bad Hollywood movies, and how much of it is real? Well, let's hear 3 stories of the real and documented voodoo incidents that were actually reported as fact in newspapers and history books, proving perhaps that this voodoo is real. Firstly, in New Orleans, in the 1850s, people whispered the name of one woman with reverence and with fear. She was, of course, Marie Laveau, the voodoo queen of New Orleans. Not a myth, not rumor, a woman of record as well as ritual. Her name appears in baptismal rolls, court transcripts, and property records. She owned a home on St. Anne Street. She filed legal complaints, and yet the city feared her as something more than human. As a hairdresser to New Orleans' elite, she heard whispers behind lace fans, whispers of affairs, betrayals, crimes concealed by wealth, and then she used them. When a wealthy man's son was arrested, he begged her to intercede. Laveau performed a ritual in St. Louis Cathedral, leaving offerings at all 3 altars. Days later, the judge unexpectedly dropped the charges. When her enemies mocked her rites, they fell ill. When her rivals challenged her, their homes caught fire, or their children vanished to fever. The newspapers of the 1850s reported that she could control weather, stop bullets, and summon spirits in public squares. The Daily Picayune described her as a woman whose presence commanded obedience and fear. When she died in 1881, mourners filled the streets, but within weeks she was seen again, walking her old route, still blessing the sick, still offering gris-gris. Some swore she had never died at all. Even now, her tomb in St. Louis Cemetery, St. Louis Cemetery number 1 in New Orleans, is scratched with XXX, requesting her favors, and offerings still go missing by morning. Each June, after Laveau's death, as the air grew thick and cicadas wailed like the dead, New Orleans prepared for the night. The spirits came calling. St. John's Eve, the longest day, became the darkest night. On the shores of Bayou St. John and Lake Pontchartrain, hundreds gathered in secret processions. White-robed women carrying offerings, drummers in trance, children with painted faces. At the center always, Marie Laveau, said to walk among the revelers both in spirit and in the flesh, taking whatever form she pleased. These mysterious gatherings in the famous Cemetery number 1 at night weren't mere whispered gossip. They were reported in the Times, Democrat, and the Daily Picayune. Journalists were in attendance and watched in awe as Catholic hymns blended with African chants, as crucifixes were raised beside bones and feathers. Witnesses claimed to see a woman walking across the bayou waters, her body wreathed in flame, yet untouched by it. Said to be Laveau herself, empowered by the spirits she communed with in life, visiting the throngs who came to honor her. "We saw a lady of fire upon the lake," wrote one reporter in 1872, "and none could say if it was devilry or divinity." At the peak of ritual, a massive boa constrictor called Zombie was held aloft and kissed by the high priestess. Thunder cracked, then silence, and then the drums returned. The police were often sent to intervene, but they stood at the edge, paralyzed, watching with wide eyes. No arrests were ever made. Some attendees, society men in disguise, their faces hidden behind carnival masks, claimed to have seen people levitate. Others swore a man was turned blind and cured again within minutes. One woman fainted, woke speaking in tongues, and then collapsed again. She was never seen in the quarter again. These are not rumors passed from mouth to mouth. No, they are found in columns, eyewitness accounts, and church warnings. And always they say it started when Marie Laveau raised her arms and the wind shifted direction. They say Laveau still attends these dark masses at Cemetery Number 1, and to this day, people speak softly of her, fearing still the power her curse still holds. As if to demonstrate why they might fear a voodoo curse, let's look at another documented case of a curse that destroyed an entire village. In the swamp town of Frenier, a woman named Julie White lived alone, ostracized, called a witch by her neighbors. Some said she practiced voodoo, others said she sang songs to the dead. On her deathbed in 1915, she sang one final lullaby. Loud, repeated, her voice rising like smoke. When I die, I will take this town with me. Hours later, a hurricane leveled Frenier. Over 275 people were killed, bodies never found. The nearby towns of Ruddock and Napton also vanished beneath the swamp. Only the cypress trees remained. To this day, no official warning had been issued. The storm struck without mercy. Survivors told reporters of a calm before the wave and hearing a voice singing softly just before the wind screamed. Her grave is still there, and local legends say on the right night you can hear her song again. Whether you believe in witchcraft or choose to take all of this with a grain of salt, no one can deny that historical record tells the story of Marie Laveau's powers, the very real mass rituals at New Orleans Cemetery Number 1, and the mysterious storm that leveled Frenier within hours of the witch's curse. So at the very least, there's got to be something to this voodoo thing, right? And just in case there is something in it, you might want to get a hold and hang on to your protective amulet of choice, my friends, whether it be a crucifix, a gris-gris amulet, or just a good old-fashioned wreath of garlic. Just in case there is some truth in the stories, after all. Better speak kindly of Marie Laveau to boot, and only in very soft and gentle tones if you just so happen to find yourself walking past her tomb one fine evening in New Orleans Cemetery Number 1. As you just never know, do you? If somebody out there just might have a voodoo doll with your name on it. Well, that just about wraps up tonight's tale from Lorehound. Join us as we sniff out more of history's most interesting stories.
As the hound dog entered the dimly lit library, he sensed an aura of mystery surrounding the ancient scrolls. The dusty shelves towered above him as he sniffed his way through the labyrinth of books. Suddenly, he picked up a scent and followed it to a secluded corner. With bated breath, he approached the shelf and pawed at the book, revealing the hidden scroll. As he rolled it out, he knew he had discovered a treasure worth protecting at all costs.